How are the young girls coloring their nails? Not the teeny boppers, I mean the college girls, or even the mid-20s crowd. I watched their reflections in the mirror. Coreen was as hesitant as Ideal was insistent. Coreen was barely in her 20s and probably thought of Ideal as motherly, if not grandmotherly. I'm sure she was having a tough time visualizing Ideal as a trendsetter. I could see she was having difficulty hiding her grin when she tried to come up with a suggestion that would mollify Ideal and, hopefully, not look ridiculous on a woman of a certain age. I could almost see the light bulb flash over Coreen's head when she thought of something that might do the trick. "Here's what I think, Miss Ideal. Since your hands look so pretty with the deep red polish you get every week, you might want to keep the same color but jazz it up by adding sparkles on the tip of one nail. I can tell you for sure that look is extremely popular with, girls my age." Coreen held up 2 bottles from the nail polish case. Rays of sunlight beamed through the front window and bounced off glittery silver sparkles in one bottle and glimmering gold sparkles in the other. "Take a look, Miss Ideal. You can pick." Ideal pondered for a moment and then agreed. "That sounds like a good start. If I like it, we can go bolder next week. First, I have to decide which finger I want to sparkle and shine." Ideal held out her hands, examining them critically. "How about my left ring finger? I've been divorced for so many years the tan line from my wedding ring is long faded. Metallic sparkles will perk it up. Jessica, what do you think? Silver or gold? Which would you do?" As someone who likes her nails to be neat and unobtrusive, I wouldn't opt for either one. While I was trying to think of a diplomatic answer, the front door opened and drew everyone's attention to our local realtor, Eve Simpson, who began complaining before the door shut behind her. "Wouldn't you know it? That would be my luck. I was on my way here for my weekly hair appointment. I'm not late, am I, Loretta? And I stopped at the post office to mail some brochures about the Barclay house to a few of my out-of-town prospects. You know the house I mean. That gorgeous 2-story with a wraparound porch near the cliff top. The one with the stunning view of the water. I'm positive it's going to go super fast, and for top dollar, too. Anyway, Debbie promised me the brochures would be on their way to Boston in this afternoon's mail. Then when I turned to leave, who do you think was walking in as I was walking out?" We all knew that when she was in mid-story, Eve's questions were nearly always rhetorical. So we silently waited for her to continue, and in less than 2 seconds, she did. "I've been dying to run into him casually, to have the opportunity to strike up a more private conversation, if you get my point. But not today, and certainly not when I look like this." Eve stopped to take a breath and look around the room, wide-eyed, as though she was expecting wails of sympathy from every corner. But since we actually had no idea what she was talking about, no one said a word. When she crossed her arms and began tapping her toe, Loretta took the hint. "Who did you meet, Eve? Who is this Adonis who has you so bothered? Who do you think? Who have I been trying to wangle a few private moments with for months now? The handsome, distinguished, and so very cultured Nelson Penzell. You all know him. He owns La Peinture, down on the dockside. Naturally, we all must admire a man who uses the French language to name his shop. I did hear that he was a college professor at one time. He probably taught art history or romance languages. He is très continental." She pulled the black cloche hat off her head and dropped it on a chair alongside her purse. "And here I am avec des cheveux en désordre. Couldn't I have met him later today, after Loretta works her magic, when I will look totally stunning? Of course not. He held the post office door for me," and smiled rather warmly. And he ensured that the door was less than fully open so I was able to brush his arm ever so slightly as I walked through.